Alright, I've seen a couple of these videos and I'm going to be doing like a sort of rundown of my Xbox 360 collection. I'll kind of talk about the games I've got and stuff. Alright, so they're all in like alphabetical order. First one, Assassin's Creed. Not many people enjoyed this game, but I actually really enjoyed it. I remember it came out and I had to get it straight away. And then, of course, Assassin's Creed 2, which was a remarkable improvement on the first game. They introduced quite a lot of concepts, and Ezio was pretty badass in this. And Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which wasn't too bad. I was a bit annoyed that it was still in Italy and just on Rome, which is not too bad. I did like the concept of having your own guild, and the multiplayer, despite the crappy servers, was actually quite enjoyable. Then the newest one, Assassin's Creed Revelations, which was quite short, but again was an interesting concept. It was good to see Altair back in it, and the multiplayer was quite fun. It's just a shame not many of my friends had this game, so I couldn't really play it that much. And then Batman Arkham Asylum, a great title. I've yet to play Arkham City, but this was an excellent game. Battlefield Bad Company 2, awesome title. You kind of had to get it for the online, as the single player wasn't particularly amazing. The multiplayer though was one of the greatest titles you could probably have on the Xbox until Battlefield 3, which is the limited edition, which gave you the access to the first expansion pack that came out with all the new maps and weapons and vehicles and stuff. Actually, wait, no, they didn't have any new vehicles. But yeah, campaign was very short, but again, the multiplayer was incredible. I need to start playing this again. Bioshock 2, which is alright, I need to finish it. I'm fairly near the end, I think, but wasn't as good as the first one. The first one was phenomenal. Borderlands, which is one of my favourite first-person shooters on the Xbox. The cel-shaded graphics was very nice, as well as the vehicle combat in it. Very good FPS RPG, which I do recommend to everyone. Multiplayer was very fun as well, with the like co-op. Brutal Legend, which started off very well, but then it kind of morphed from a sort of hack and slash to a sort of real-time strategy sort of thing. The only thing that kind of kept me loving this game was that it was kind of like really influenced by like heavy metal. Like the soundtrack to this game was probably one of the best soundtracks I ever got, with a load of different metal setting as well. Very good game in terms of the metal influence. Burnout Paradise, which started when I first got it. Quite a few of my friends were playing it as well, and that was really fun. The whole open world concept of Burnout. It's got very nice graphics as well. And then one of my first Xbox 360 games, Call of Duty 3. Multiplayer, very fun, but I don't think anyone plays it now. Campaign was good World War II shooter. Then of course, Call of Duty 4, which is one of the games I've invested most of my time into. Excellent first-person shooter. The modern setting really was a kind of great shift for the Call of Duty series. Multiplayer was excellent. Call of Duty World at War, which was a good World War II shooter. Multiplayer was good up to when they released all the map packs, because they costed a lot of Microsoft points. I never got them, and you can't play this game now unless you don't have the map packs, which is a bit disappointing because the multiplayer was really fun. Then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, campaign I thought was excellent. Multiplayer was fun, too similar to Call of Duty 4, so it kind of wore thin after a bit. Black Ops multiplayer I thought it was shocking. I really didn't invest a lot of time into the multiplayer, but the campaign was amazing. Really nice graphics, and I liked all the constant different settings and all the different missions you had to do in that. I did have a lend of Modern Warfare 3, but I only borrowed it to finish the campaign really, so I didn't really get to invest that much time in it. And Crackdown, which is basically a GTA clone, but with like superhero stuff, again cel shaded graphics, which I'm quite a fan of, it was a good game, very good game. I need to play the second one. Fable 2, which is kind of a very watered down RPG game. It was pretty good. Once you kind of sort of finished it, there wasn't an awful lot to do, and the loading screens at times got quite tiresome. Fable 3, which was alright, but again kind of fell short of expectations. Up to the point where you kind of like take the throne, I was getting into it, but once you kind of become like ruler, it got very tiresome. Despite the fact what they promised, it was very kind of like it was only in one direction. You could only do either good or bad, and you never really kind of felt the consequences for your actions. It's kind of mediocre. Then one of the best games I've ever played was Fallout 3, which is one of my favourite RPGs that I've ever played. Really, really good setting, very, very bleak, good gore as well if you had the Bloody Mess perk, and generally I spent countless hours playing this game. Then the spin-off they did, Fallout New Vegas, which is good. I need to finish this. I got really into it, but then Skyrim came out, so I kind of stopped playing it, but still a good game. They introduced a couple of new concepts, which was interesting. FIFA 09, which is incredibly outdated now. I put countless hours into my manager mode in this, and the online as well, but then they stopped the server, so I can't play that anymore. I can't exactly sell it because I'd only get about like 20p for it. Then the most recent one, FIFA 12, which is I missed out on FIFA 10 and FIFA 11, but I invested in this on release day, and it's an excellent title. Still playing it now. It's the most spinned disc in my Xbox at the moment. Forza Motorsport 2, which is an incredible racing game. Plenty of cars, plenty of tracks. Online community was very strong when I was playing it, especially with like the paint your car stuff. I need to get Forza 4, I think that's which one they're up to now, because I played the demo of that and that was excellent. And then one of the reasons I got my Xbox was for this title, Gears of War, which is one of the best games I've ever played. Countless hours into multiplayer, did the campaign on each difficulty. And the sequel, Gears of War 2, which was a massive improvement on the first game. They added so much. The multiplayer is still going strong today, I think. Horde mode was excellent. Campaign was phenomenal. They really kind of expanded it. And then Gears of War 3, which I need to finish the campaign on insane difficulty, but it is an excellent title. The multiplayer is very, very good. Horde's an improvement with the fortifications you can add into it and stuff. I don't know what... Yeah, Beast Mode as well, I need to get properly into. I tried it out and it was pretty good. Grand Theft Auto 4, an excellent title. Multiplayer community is nothing but dead. I played it recently, and apart from the free mode, it's dead. But the campaign was very, very, very good. Guitar Hero 3, which I can't really play anymore, seeing as the guitar controller, a few of the buttons are unresponsive now, so there's practically no point in playing it. And then, what Xbox collection is complete without having Halo 3. Got this on launch. Again, the amount of scratches on the disc is unbelievable from the amount of times it's been spinned in the Xbox. Amazing title. And then the Halo ODST with the Reach beta and the all the Halo multiplayer maps, but that was practically useless to me, seeing as I'd bought them all on Xbox Live. But it meant I could delete them and then just play it off the disc. It's good value, I guess. It was supposed to be released for like half the price of what you pay for a normal game, but it wasn't. But I had a HMV card, so I managed to get it cheap anyway. And then Halo Reach, which was excellent. It was probably one of my it's probably my favourite first-person shooter when it came out of that year. Was it? I think it was 2010. I think it came out. I'm not too sure. I can't really remember, but yeah, it was awesome title. And then the spin-off thing Ensemble did, which was their last game before they were shut down, which is a shame because they did Age of Empires 1 and 2 on the PC, and Age of Empires 3, and they were good RTS games. It's an interesting concept. It actually works for an RTS on a console, which is quite unheard of. I need to finish it. I'm about 3/4 of the way through. And then Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which is actually surprisingly good. I got it in a sale, and it's a kind of sandbox sort of game, which I really enjoyed it. Very kind of like watered down, but it was kind of interesting to explore. Kind of Hogwarts, just free roam. Left 4 Dead 2, which is an excellent title, which improved a lot on the first game, because I really did enjoy the first one. But again, I only borrowed it, so I don't have the first one. Multiplayer is what makes this game. If you don't have friends who don't have this game, then there's no point in you having it, really. Lost Odyssey, which I'm about halfway through, which is basically a Final Fantasy for the Xbox when it was still a Sony exclusive. Very good title. The graphics are gorgeous, the setting is amazing. Probably the best thing about this is the story. Character development is excellent. Considering I don't like JRPGs that much, I really did like this title. And the next one, Lost Planet, which I've got the Extreme Condition one, which is basically a load of all the map pack DLCs they did. I got that because I bought it second hand. But yeah, again, amazing graphics for its time. Just a shame, really, that hardly anyone plays it anymore. Mass Effect, amazing Western RPG, third-person shooter. Probably, if you have an Xbox, I know it's on the PS3 now, but I definitely recommend getting the Mass Effect series. Seeing as I've got Mass Effect 2, which was phenomenal. Great RPG, third-person shooter. Graphics amazing, character development was incredible. It was quite weird how I bonded with so many of the characters when I was playing through this game. Mass Effect 3, which I need to finish. I've got a lot of exams on at the moment, so I haven't been able to invest that much time in it because I'm in fear of getting addicted, but great title. They added some sort of co-op, sort of horde mode like in Gears of War, which affects your outcome in the single player, which is an interesting take. Midnight Club Los Angeles, which is quite a good racer, like sandbox racer. A little bit disappointing because it can get quite boring, but it's not bad. I got it for cheap. The Orange Box. If you have a console or a PC, then you have to get this title. It's probably the best value for money you can get in terms of a game, with Half-Life 2, Episode 1, Episode 2, Team Fortress, which is dead now, unfortunately, and Portal. And everyone knows how popular Portal's got. PGR4, great arcade racer, essential to have if you're into your racing games. Great graphics with an amazing weather system in this game. Yeah, and the motorbikes, the cars, they all looked amazing, and it was very fun. Race Driver Grid, another excellent racing game, sort of arcade but slash realistic racer. Damage system was amazing, graphics amazing, plenty to do in it. Have to get this game. You could probably get it cheap now. Red Dead Redemption, possibly one of the best games I played in 2010. It was very hard to get as well, and I managed to pick up a copy whilst my Xbox was still broke, and I was just anticipating playing this game. Spent countless hours into it. The multiplayer community is, again, it's diminished really, but excellent title. Saints Row 2, I did have the first one, but I sold it. This second one is a massive improvement. It came out and they did like a sort of mock trailer comparing it to GTA but being more fun. I guess that is the way. Saints Row 2, you just basically piss around on it. Great title, and the soundtrack in terms of metal music on it was quite surprising. Skate, possibly the best skateboarding game on the Xbox. The Skate series has practically gone to shit now, but this title was revolutionary when it came out, and is, if you're into sort of just one of those type of games, then I definitely recommend it. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, this game like made me get an Xbox. That and Gears of War. I spent probably about 200 hours on Oblivion, just doing absolutely everything possibly can. If you don't have this game, just get it. And then the next game in that series was Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, which I've kind of lost a bit of interest in. I need to get back into it because I've still got plenty to do. Excellent title. Graphics were amazing. Improved on practically everything really. The Saboteur, which was Pandemic Studios' last game before they got shut down, which is a shame because Pandemic put out some great titles over the years. It's not bad, I guess. Sandbox sort of stuff, just kind of living in the past really with their mechanics, but it wasn't too bad. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2, which is an amazing third-person shooter. Very tactical. Graphics were amazing. Multiplayer was very good as well. You have to get this title. You could probably get it for dirt cheap now as well. And that goes the same for Rainbow Six Vegas, which was incredible. Very good story in the centre of Vegas. Multiplayer was very good as well. Very difficult. Quite a steep learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, it was very fun, very rewarding. And then its sequel, Vegas 2, which it was more accessible than its predecessor. It wasn't as good as the first one, not gonna lie, but still quite a fun title. And then Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise. I managed to pick this up for about £2 in this independent entertainment shop. It's quite a fun title, very kind of simplistic but very rewarding at the same time. Okay, so that is my collection. I am also currently playing through Alan Wake, which my friend has lent me, which I'm enjoying an awful lot. But yeah, it's quite small compared to a lot of other people I've seen on YouTube, but that's because I'm always constantly selling games to raise money and then buying new ones in it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and ta-ra.